I came down here about 7 years ago to help rebuild the Palo Alto Junior Museum and Zoo and kind of help it through a transition because it's an old facility that has phenomenal programs, a great relationship with its community, and so that's why I'm here. I was always interested in animals. Birds fascinated me when I was a child, and my parents bought me bird books to learn to read, and they were always something that I returned to, and eventually I found a career path where I could incorporate working with animals and my other interests, which were design, landscaping, and education. And so zoos kind of do all of those together. We were founded 82 years ago. This building was built in 1940, opened in 1941, and the zoo was built in 1968, opened in 1969. And so all these facilities are a little outdated and have been cobbled together over the years to serve the purpose of the museum as it's grown to meet its mission. It's exciting. The plans that we have almost double the size of our area for our indoor interactive exhibits for children. And what we do best here is allow parents to turn their children loose so that kids lead the experience, because if a child owns an experience, they're often getting more out of it. And they are leading that experience. We stage their play essentially so that they can make discoveries, which opens their minds to questioning. And so most of our exhibits are kind of open-ended, but they're all framed in scientific principles and often the language of science and the process of science, so that kids are really science is becoming second nature to them as they're growing up. And the zoo, it's the same thing. We are creating a zoo that is much more inquiry-based, where kids can move through exhibits to discover things on their own, even separate from their parents in places and crawl down into holes and through tubes in water and underneath animals and really interact with the physical space, I think, much more in a much more interesting way. But there's a section through the zoo that shows that it's covered with a netting, and there's various experiences for kids that have been designed, and then places for the animals to live that are safe for them and keep them safe for kids to explore. But what we want kids to do is to look for animals where they would find them in nature. So on the surface, underground, underwater, and up in the trees. And so we're providing access to all those places for kids to get to see the animals. I think what makes this institution amazing, first of all, is its purity of mission. Is focusing on very young children allows you to make simple choices about what your focus is, what you're doing, and because that audience has clear needs. And so we focusing on very young children clarifies our mission. When this museum was built, the community adopted it as part of its neighborhood.